You wake up trapped. Trapped by what others think. Trapped by your past. Trapped in a life that doesn't really feel like yours. Sound familiar? If only my childhood had been different. If I hadn't made that mistake, then I'd finally be happy. But what if I told you that's a dangerous myth? What if your past does not determine your destiny? What if you have the power to change everything right now? Sounds too good to be true? Then you haven't met Alfred Adler yet. Let me tell you about a man who perfectly embodied this. Alfred Adler himself was weak and sickly as a child. Classical psychology would say that's why he became a psychologist, to compensate for his weakness. Adler said, "I chose to become a psychologist to help others. My childhood was just the raw material, not the destiny." That's the difference between being a victim and being the creator of your life. His revolutionary ideas are packed into The Courage to be Disliked, a book that will transform your life. But wait, it gets even crazier. Most psychologists ask, why did you become this way? Adler asks, what purpose does your behavior serve? Let's go deeper. Picture this. You're at a party. Everyone's talking, laughing, having fun. You're standing in the corner, silent. Classical psychology says you were shy as a child, so you're shy today. Adler asks, what are you achieving right now with your shyness? Maybe you're avoiding rejection. Maybe you're getting sympathy. Maybe you even feel superior. These superficial people, this is brutally honest but true. Your shyness serves you. Ever been there? You get angry at your partner. Most people say, I can't help it, that's just how I am. Adler says, nonsense. You choose anger to get your way. You use it as a tool of intimidation. And here's where it gets revolutionary. If your emotions serve you, you can also change them. Your feelings aren't your destiny, they're your tools. This is shocking, but also liberating. You are not a victim of your feelings. Here's where it gets interesting. You know what your biggest problem is? You want to be liked by everyone, always. Adler has a brilliant concept, separation of tasks. Let me show you 3 situations you definitely know. Situation 1, your adult child calls you completely stressed about work. You give advice, worry, can't sleep. Stop. Their career, their task. Situation 2, your colleague constantly makes mistakes. You secretly correct them so the team looks good. Stop. Their performance, their consequences. Situation 3, you post something on social media and check the likes hourly. Stop. What others think is their task. See the pattern? Always ask yourself, who bears the consequences? Ever been there? You come home, your partner's in a bad mood, and immediately you think, what did I do wrong? Their mood, their task. Your task, be respectful. Be there if they need support, but not to make them happy. Here's the crazy part. When you stop meddling in others' tasks, you become free, and others finally get the chance to take responsibility. But now comes the hardest part. When you consistently separate tasks, you'll inevitably reach this point. Sometimes you have to make decisions others don't like. Sometimes you'll be criticized, rejected, misunderstood. This is where you need the courage to be disliked. This does not mean becoming a jerk. It means being authentic, even when it gets uncomfortable. Imagine, you live a life where you don't care what others think, as long as you're at peace with yourself, as long as you're living your values. An example, you say no to overtime because you want to spend time with your family. Your boss is angry. Their reaction, their task, living your values, your task. This isn't arrogance, this is freedom. Most people are prisoners of approval. They live a life that pleases others, not themselves. You can be different. But Adler warns, don't become a hermit. The goal isn't isolation. The goal is social interest. Don't see others as judges of your worth. See them as companions on the same journey. The radical shift. Don't ask, what can I get? Ask, what can I contribute? When you feel, I am capable and I am making a valuable contribution, then you don't need recognition anymore. Your worth comes from within, from the feeling of belonging, usefulness, genuine connection. This is true fulfillment, not being loved, but loving, not being admired, but contributing. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Freedom isn't a gift, it's a task. It requires courage, courage to take responsibility, courage to be authentic, courage to be disliked. Here's an exercise for this week. Every evening, ask yourself, what task did I take on today that wasn't mine? Write it down. Be brutally honest. Tomorrow, ask, how can I let this go? This is the beginning of your liberation. Start small. One no here. An honest opinion there, one step at a time. But it's the only path to a life that's truly yours. Your past isn't prophecy. Others' opinions aren't chains. The power is within you. to choose anew each day, to decide fresh each moment. Comment below, what task are you taking on that isn't really yours? And if you're ready to turn the page to your next chapter, subscribe to One More Page. Start small, keep going.